What's going on, guys? So welcome back to the channel. So today we're still working on the car. Got a lot of little stuff to take care of in this video to finish prepping this thing for STPR. So I've got about 4 days left until I have to pack everything, and then it'll sit for a few weeks, and then I'll finally be able to come back, and then we leave for the rally that day after I come back. So I got to make sure I get everything done on it, and we've got a long list of little stuff that we got to take care of. So one thing you may notice, the garage is somewhat clean. I can use my welding bench again. I finally cleaned off this. Started getting some stuff that I need for the rally together. So just like spares. I got like spare axles, just random stuff that I might need, power steering pump, stuff like that. And it's clean over here. It's super nice when it's actually clean in here because it's way more enjoyable to actually get work done. So right now I'm about to throw the skid plate back on there. So I got my primitive racing skid plate that I've got right here. And I also went and got these mounted today. Well, actually it was like a 4-day process because they had such a hard time. But these are some Evo Course rally wheels with some D-Mac tires. I guess I have one right here too that you can probably see a little better. So I just weighed them. They weigh exactly the same as my old rally tires. 49.2 pounds. Super heavy. Like, that's crazy to me. 200 pounds of just wheels driving around, and that's a lot of rotating mass to slow your car down. So this under horsepower car definitely doesn't appreciate it. Anyway, I need to get to work, so we're going to throw the skid plate on really quick, and then once we do that, we'll jump into whatever's next. Finally got the skid plate on there. Oh, that was a big pain. So the plate that covers the steering rack that this bolts up to in the back kind of got dented in, so it changed the geometry of where the bolts go. So I had to like tweak it all and get back into place. But that's finally done. It took way too long, so hopefully it kind of like pulled everything back into place once I finally got it tight. So it's not that hard to do next time. But we're gonna pull the front wheels off. And I've got a trick that I'm going to do just try to help protect my brake lines a little bit more so we don't run into any issues with hopefully getting them severed, or at least hopefully this will help in theory to protect them a little bit more. So I went and bought some hose. This is a 1/4 inch inner diameter, just normal rubber hose, nothing crazy about it. And I'm going to wrap this around my brake lines to try to help save them a little bit, because we ran into that issue last time where we had one get crushed, which this won't help if it gets crushed, but I think a rock penetrated one on the other side, like a rock hit it. So this will help with that. If anything rubs on it, it should help with that as well. It's kind of like a friction barrier. So hopefully this will keep our brake lines lasting quite a bit longer, but we'll see. So I'm just gonna get a rough distance for how long I need to cut this, and then split it down the middle, and then kind of like fold it over it, and then zip tie it to keep it in place. And I've got some bigger hose as well to go over my braided lines, and I might use it, I don't know. It doesn't look like it might be big enough, but I think I'm going to, because even this has some like frayed ends on it just from like random stuff hitting it, so it's definitely not as protected as I'd like it to be. So I'll probably end up trying to make that work. So as you can see, hardline is wrapped in the rubber hose, and so is the flex line. So the flex line probably isn't as important because it is braided, but it's just one more added protection to it. So this should definitely help in case it ever like gets against something, which, I mean, this stuff's not that hardy, but it'll at least help with like random rocks and debris getting thrown up in here. Definitely help this hardline, because the hardline is definitely not as hardy as this stuff. And this will definitely get a hole put into it a lot faster than the stainless would. So this is important to get covered, so that's good. And it's going all the way to where it goes inside of the engine bay. So now we just got to knock out all the other 3 sides, and then this will be done. So I didn't want to bore you guys and show all 4 being done, but just finished all 4, got the front wheels on. With the new wheels, I think they look pretty good on the car too. Kind of like the white accents. Kind of goes with the ARA graphics too, since it's got all the white lettering. I definitely like them. I think it looks a lot cooler than just having black wheels on there, but the black wheels I think still look cool. Now, next step that we have to do is to make the little plastic inserts that are actually going to bolt to the wheel scrapers that we made a long time ago. So I'm just going to use the leftover stuff from the undercoating. There's some right there in my pile of scrap metal. So I'm just going to cut small sections off of that. So I'm going to get a quick measurement from the scraper to the wheel, and then just cut it out, mark for the 3 holes that I need of the bolts, and then bolt them up real quick. Alright, one side's done. You can see it in there right now. It's pretty close to the wheel, so it touches in like right here and then over there. Not a big deal though, because it is this plastic and it's just going to wear away. Sort of like self-clearance to the wheel. And they'll probably have to be replaced after every rally, if not every day of the rally, depending on if like we have mud. So if like it rains for the first day, this stuff isn't going to hold up because the dirt's going to collect a lot more in the wheels. And this isn't very thick. I think in the future I'll go to something a little bit thicker, like an at least not an 1/8 of an inch, probably like 3/16 or 1/4 inch. That way I don't have to replace them as often, but they should last in a normal dry rally, because then it's just like dirt getting collected in there. It's just going to push it off, and it's not really getting clumped in there. But like I said, if it's sand or if it's wet sand, it's just going to be a pain. These things are going to get tossed pretty quick. Driver's side is done as well now, so both wheel scrapers are in. There's a little bit more of a clearance on this one, which isn't that good. There's probably like an 1/8 of an inch to a 1/16 of an inch to the wheel and the scraper, so there will be a little bit of dirt that collects in there. So I might remake that one depending on if it's a wet event or if it looks like it's going to rain, and we might get a lot clumped in there. That way I don't have to worry about it building up, because if it starts building up and it starts wearing away at that, it's going to start eating at the caliper, because it's only got about another 1/8 of an inch until the caliper will be the thing that's actually clearancing the rim just like it was before. So I've got to get ready for work in the morning, but I plan on taking care of the interior stuff tomorrow. So I got to mount a co-driver light. I'm going to make some pockets so we can store like wallets, cell phone, stuff like that, and registration for the car, insurance, things like that in the door, as well as start prepping the rear for everything that we need in the car. So spare wheel, spill kit, tool kit, first aid kit, and all the other little things that you have to have in the rally car when you go to scrutineering. So everything should be good once I finish with it tomorrow. It should be completely prepped for the rally. I'll be able to go through it at least once over, and I got like 3 weeks. So if I need anything, I can order it, and I should have enough time to get it in as long as it comes from the States. Hopefully I don't need anything, because everything should be good, because I bought everything to ARA tech specifications and I didn't use any of it, so it should still be good. Anyway, hopefully I got plenty of time to work on it tomorrow. So I can get all of that done, because the late nights are probably about to start happening because I've only got about 3 days left. Alright, back to work. It is hot as crap outside. It's probably like 95, feels like, I don't know, probably 105 or something right now. It's super hot in the garage. So next thing, I'm going to push this thing outside. Well, I guess I can drive it since it does run. We're going to hose out the engine bay finally, because it's only been about 6 months since the rally and it's still dirty and I never cleaned it, but we're going to try to take care of that now. Hose all that off, probably get some of the wheel wells and all that kind of stuff too, and then let it dry out there, and then I'm going to start on the interior modifications that I got to do. So I got this map light, and this is what we're going to use so my wife can actually see the notes during all of the night stages, since there will be like 3 or 4 of them. I just got to figure out a place to mount it. I might just zip tie it, honestly, to like right here, and then she can direct it towards her notes like that, and then it can just be tucked away behind the seat once she's done using it like that, and just run the wires along the roll bar. It'd probably be the easiest way to do it. I'm probably going to clean up this wiring. I started to add it before sandblast, and I never got around to it, so the wiring's like super ghetto. Both wires are the same color and crimp connect. So we got to throw this in real quick, and then throw some door pockets in, which we'll just show you guys that once I get this done. Finally got it done, so just tuck the wiring up through the padding, and then routed it up through the fuse block right there. Makes it super easy having all that auxiliary stuff, because then I don't have to worry about wire or anything. Literally just like measure the wires, put the appropriate connector on, and then just attach it to that fuse block, put a new fuse in, and then it's good. And it's pretty dang bright, but it is pretty directed wherever it needs to go, so she should be able to like point it down at her notes, and it shouldn't cause too much glare. I don't know, we'll see. If not, I might make it like some sort of like red cover for it or something, to try to make it a little easier on the eyes, so that it's not causing glare on the windshield while we're driving at night. Or she can do like she did last time, and this tablet puts off a lot of light, and that was actually enough ambient light for her to get the notes called, but that probably is a lot of strain in her eyes anyway. And who knows how that is, because I don't know how it is when you're going down the road really fast. So these are what we have to install next. These are like little Velcro pockets. I guess they're made for like cloth interiors, and they just kind of like Velcro on like the back of your seat or something like that. And they'll hold stuff, but I'm going to rivet them to the door panels, so that way we have a place to put cell phone, wallet, registration for the car, all sorts of good stuff like that. And super awkward, but somewhere around here. We'll measure it out, figure out exactly where it's going to go, and then like I said, probably just going to rivet it in probably somewhere around there, and then make sure it's tight so it's permanent, and that should keep Waltz and stuff pretty secure, and we won't have to worry about them moving around during the race and having them like jammed between the seat and myself. Like, that's super annoying, because I hardly fit in these seats anyway. My wife, it's a little easier, but it's not much fun when you got to be in the car for a long time and you got something jammed up against you. So this will definitely be a lot nicer, and I still got to come up with some more stuff for things like the camera. I think I'm going to try to come up with something to mount either behind the seat or like attached to the seat, like a drawstring brag or something. I don't know, something quick, because I don't have much time to like come up with something today. Well, it's not bad. It's a little ghetto, but you know, it'll hold whatever we need it to. It'll definitely hold a phone and a wallet, and probably even like a small water bottle or something, which is kind of convenient. I don't have to add like cup holders or anything to it, which, yeah, not normal cup holders, but like those bike ones that'll actually latch. I was planning on getting some, couldn't really find any that I liked. So this should actually hold at least one water bottle, which is nice. And both sides are done, so obviously we wouldn't want to throw like a water bottle this big in there, but it would still work for it. I mean, it would definitely keep it contained. It would probably be annoying because it'd probably rattle around right there if it was like a heavy ass water bottle like this. But if it was just a small water bottle, it would probably be fine. But honestly, it's going to be more for documents and things like that. I'll probably get it like a little, I don't know, like a little pocketbook type size thing. I don't know yet. But for like the car's registration, the insurance documents that we have to have on us at all times, but it's going to be super convenient for her, at least, so she can like just throw the time card right in here too, as we're going, because I know that was a hassle last time where she had like the route book and then the stage books and everything, So she could just put like the route book and the time card right here, so like the route book behind it. Just pull out the time card, hand it to the person, and then as soon as she gets it back, just pull out the route card, and then just keep the stage notes in her lap, or put it on the floor or something. That way she doesn't have 15 different documents that we have to deal with as we're moving along. So now we got to finish up the rear of the car. That is pretty much the last thing that we have to do to get this thing ready to pass tech. So we got to throw the spill kit in there. I'm going to throw a tool bag together. I got some stuff in there right now, but I'm going to grab a few more things that I'm not going to need before then, that I think that I might need if I need to stop. So like the jack, just random stuff that have like multi-purpose, so like channel locks, like I got some Gorilla Tape in there, a couple of lights, a small hammer, or just random stuff like that. Like I don't know what I'll need to try to make repairs on the side of the road. Zip ties, those are always a necessity just in case. Then I'm going to try to get a smaller one. This is a toe strap. And this one that I ordered, this weighs like, it's like 15-20 pounds. So I don't need that. So I'm gonna go buy a cheaper one at like Harbor Freight, and like one of the smaller ones, and throw it in this bag too, because that one's just kind of ridiculous to try to throw in there. This is also a really important thing to throw in there. So this is just a normal scissor jack. This is actually the one that came with the car, and I just welded a 17 mil onto the end of it. That way it's the same size as my lugs, and I can just use the impact to spin it up really quick. I also throw in a board for this to sit on, because that is not very much surface area. So if you're on a gravel road, it's super unstable trying to get this thing up in the air, and you're going to have this thing maxed out, so it's pretty much going to be super narrow. So you want to throw this on a board, so throw one in your car if you're going to have this, and then it's worth it to weld a nut on there, because it'll spin up way faster than if you didn't have this on there. It's pretty ridiculous how long it'd take you if you're cranking it by hand. It'll definitely increase your time sitting there changing a flat. So essentially this is how it goes. I threw the piece of wood behind there. I cut it down so it's round and it kind of fits a little bit better. Definitely helps to have that wood though, for sure. The only thing I have to add is, like I was saying, that toe strap, which I'll probably go buy one tomorrow when I start messing with the trailer. And then I'm going to throw the impact in there too. So both of those are just going to go in the tool bag right here. It's really like the easiest way to do it. It's just put your tool bag underneath your tire, and then your tire's already getting strapped down. This Y strap that I got from Rally.Build, from TRS or whatever, works really well for doing stuff like this, using bungee cords for everything else. And then like I put weld nuts down there when I had the fuel tank out. It was a lot easier then. Now it would be a pain to try to mount that unless you use like rib nuts or something. Final day of getting stuff ready for the rally. I haven't really done much to the car since the last clip, and I kind of just faded off. I did get a new toe strap for it. Right now I'm grabbing the trailer. I don't know if you can see it, but I don't think I've shown you guys the trailer yet that I ended up buying a while ago. I got a pretty good deal on it. It's a 24-foot enclosed trailer, so we're going to start packing that up. It is a couple weeks before the rally, but it's got to sit fully packed. So I need to clean it out though, because the guy we bought it from had a bunch of old stuff in there. Kind of just left it in there. It was a really good deal though, so I wasn't going to complain. But definitely need to throw all that stuff away and give this thing a good cleaning. And here it is. Pretty nasty in here. I don't know why they have carpet in here, but they did. It's pretty gross. Definitely going to be ripping the carpet out and throwing something a little bit better down, like the rubber spill resistant stuff that they make for trailers, because that would be much nicer, and you can just like sweep it out and clean it really well. But it's nice, the guy already wired it all up for a bunch of stuff, so it's all wired to hook up to a generator. It's got a whole bunch of outlets in there, so like 2 outlets down there. Got fluorescent lights. Probably switch these out for like LED later on. All these cabinets that the dude built in here, as well as this toolbox that he built into it. Got some free lights, free broom. These are pretty nice too as well. Breaker box came with a fire extinguisher, which is sweet. Is it even charged? Yeah, it is. It's pretty nice. That's actually a new one. But yeah, it's pretty nice. There's a whole bunch of lights on the outside of it too, around like the whole lip and the back. So if we ever do any rallies and we break anything and I finally get a generator, we'll be able to hook up all those lights and then be able to work on the car with this thing. I think I want to get an awning for it too. And as you can see, we got some very old fluids from this thing too. This is like 3 iterations of the Prestone brake fluid bottle ago. Pretty old plastic coat. Yeah, these are all pretty old. But we're going to clean all this stuff out, go through all the drawers, throw things away. There's some old toilet paper in here too, which is awesome that he decided to leave that for us. We're going to start cleaning this thing, get some fresh air in here, clean this carpet. I might just rip it up today, I don't know. We'll see. So we cleaned up this thing quite a bit. It looks a lot better in here, and you can see I started packing stuff. So kind of because I have so much room, I started to bring a lot of stuff. Probably don't need it. I brought the spare transmission, which if something goes wrong with my tranny, that means I got to throw this in there. I got to throw the diff in there, so I got to change the diff, the transmission, new clutch, flywheel, all that kind of stuff. We'll have to go with this because it's a completely different transmission and they have to be the right ratio. Extra set of wheels going in here. I need to come up with a better way to transport my welding stuff and to kind of mount in here. I'm going to do it later. This will be fine for now. Obviously, I'm not going to leave it just like that, but the cylinder will be completely secure. But essentially, everything is pretty much packed away. I got like random straps and all that kind of good stuff in here. A bunch of like random hardware in all of these bins, hose clamps, drill bits, stuff like that. Welding helmet, extra fluids, light bar, a whole bunch of stuff in the door as well. Yeah, that's probably all that's going to go in here. I'm going to grab my tools and throw that in here, and that's about it. And then we're going to grab the car and throw it in here as well. All right, so the trailer is completely packed up. We're ready to go. I just have it staged with the car in it, but I have to go get ready for work because I'm going away for a couple weeks. Obviously, the rally already happened probably because I'm super far behind on editing videos, and I doubt I got caught up. So this video is probably going to be coming out after the rally, which is kind of weird, but I still want to get it out there because I did have some decent information in there, hopefully if you watched it that far. But yeah, it's packed up, we're ready to go, super excited for it. Hopefully the truck does well, because I probably should do a little bit more maintenance on that thing, but we'll see. Hopefully everything goes smoothly. But yeah, next thing that you guys will see, so the video, I'm going to start filming a vlog probably during the rally, so that'll probably be the next video that comes out. And then we should have some good stage videos out too after that. So we'll see. So appreciate you guys watching. Hopefully you made it this far. If you did, thanks again. You guys have a good one. I gotta hurry up and get ready for work since I spent all my time packing up for this rally.